The wind screamed across the edge of the cliff, carrying the sound of laughter, cruel, sharp and heartless. Her wheelchair teetered for a moment, a single wheel spinning helplessly over empty air before it plunged into the vast drop below. The bullies' laughter echoed, but suddenly stopped when they saw her face. Not fear, not anger, just peace. Because what they didn't know was that Emily had already learned to fly. The first day Emily rolled into Crestwood High, the hallway buzzed with whispers. Heads turned, phones lifted, and eyes narrowed. She was new, quiet, and in a wheelchair, three things that in high school were often enough to paint a target on your back. She transferred in halfway through the year, a small girl with auburn hair and deep brown eyes that seemed older than her 16 years. The teachers greeted her kindly, but kindness in classrooms didn't always translate to kindness in corridors. "Hey, Wheel! Need a push?" sneered Jake, the school's star soccer player and self-proclaimed king of Crestwood. His friends snickered beside him, tossing a crumpled soda can into her lap as they passed. Emily didn't respond. She just brushed it off, rolled forward, and whispered to herself, "Not today. You're stronger than this." No one at Crestwood knew the truth about Emily, why she couldn't walk, why her eyes sometimes glistened when she stared out the window, why her silence carried more strength than most people's words. 2 years earlier, Emily had been in a car accident that claimed her father's life and left her paralyzed from the waist down. Her mother, Sarah, had spent every day since working double shifts just to pay for therapy and school fees. Emily had spent those same days learning how to move forward, even if her legs couldn't. But Crestwood wasn't ready for someone like her. Every day brought new cruelties, whispers behind her back, laughter when her books slipped from her lap, cruel jokes about how she'd never dance at prom. Yet every time, Emily smiled softly, refusing to let their cruelty define her. Her only friend, Mia, sat with her at lunch, a shy girl who admired Emily's courage. "You never get angry," Mia once said. "Don't you ever want to yell at them, tell them to stop?" Emily smiled faintly. "I used to, but I realized people like that only understand pain when it's their own. So instead, I just keep showing them what strength really looks like." But deep inside, even Emily had nights when she cried herself to sleep, when she'd stare at her useless legs and whisper, "If only I could walk again, maybe they'd see me differently." Then one day, fate handed her something unexpected, a flyer pinned on the school bulletin board: Crestwood Sky Club, paragliding lessons for beginners. Most students passed by it without a glance, but Emily stopped. Her heart fluttered at the picture of someone soaring above the valley, arms wide open like wings. For the first time in years, she felt something stir inside her, hope. That afternoon, she rolled up to the club's meeting. The instructor, a tall woman named Clara, paused when she saw the wheelchair. "I don't think," she began, but Emily cut her off. "Don't think I can do it. Let me try." Something in Emily's voice, steady, fearless, made Clara nod. "All right," she said, "let's try." And that was how it began. Weeks turned into months. Clara designed special harnesses to support Emily's body. At first, they practiced in simulation rigs, learning balance, handling ropes, and managing the glider. Every flight attempt came with scrapes, bruises, and tears, but Emily kept pushing. Her arms grew stronger, her shoulders steadier, and her smile brighter. For the first time since the accident, she didn't feel trapped. She felt alive. But her secret training didn't stay secret for long. Jake and his gang followed her one afternoon, laughing when they saw her trying to glide off the smaller practice hill. "What's next, Wheels? Flying to class?" Jake taunted. Emily didn't respond. She looked at him, calm as ever, and said softly, "Maybe someday." That only fueled their cruelty. Over the next week, they began calling her Bird Girl. They mocked her in the cafeteria, flapped their arms when she passed, and even left paper wings taped to her locker. Yet Emily never stopped. Because she knew something they didn't, she was almost ready for her first real flight. The day of the Sky Club's big mountain flight arrived a bright morning, with wind sweeping through the valley like whispers of freedom. Emily sat at the edge of the launch platform, strapped into a custom harness, her wheelchair parked behind her. Her mother stood nearby, holding her hands. "Are you sure about this?" she asked, tears glimmering in her eyes. Emily smiled. "Dad always said I'd touch the sky one day. Guess it's time I prove him right. But fate had one more cruel test waiting. Jake and his gang had shown up at the mountain, too uninvited, laughing and jeering as they watched from the ridge. They'd followed her again, planning to record, and mock a failed attempt for social media. When Clara stepped away to check equipment, Jake crept closer to Emily, pretending to help. Then, with one sudden vicious push, he tipped her wheelchair backward. It rolled toward the cliff edge. Time froze. Mia screamed. Clara and Emily's wheelchair hit the rock edge and flipped, falling off the cliff, with a metallic crash echoing through the valley below. Jake's laughter rang out until Emily moved. She wasn't falling. She wasn't broken. Because at that very moment her glider caught the wind. The parachute burst open like wings of white silk, carrying her upward. The air filled with gasps. The bullies' laughter died in their throats as Emily soared over the valley, her arms outstretched, her face glowing in the golden morning sun. She wasn't falling, she was flying. The entire ridge fell silent. Even Jake, his face pale, watched in disbelief as she circled above them, graceful and fearless. Clara cheered from below, tears streaming down her face. Emily shouted through the wind, her voice echoing across the mountainside. "You can kick the chair, but you'll never break the spirit that sits in it." The words hit like thunder. Jake dropped his phone. Mia cried. Sarah covered her mouth in awe. Emily glided for several minutes before landing smooth.